Hello everyone and welcome to another video. It's been a while and that is because I've been drowning in university stuff. Because apparently when you're in the last year of university, it wants to kill you. And as you can see, it's quite sunny and I've got a rainbow on my face. And that is perfect weather to film a video because the lighting is great. Now, as you can probably see from the title of this video, today I'm going to be talking about the books that I want to read in November. I'll start with the books that I'm currently in the middle of and I haven't finished in October. So the first book that I'm in the middle of is Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. As you can see, I'm like halfway through and this is a big chunky book and I did not have enough time to finish it in the previous month, so hopefully I will finish it in this month. There's not much to say about this because this is like the third book in the Throne of Glass series, so I wouldn't want to spoil anything. And also, this is the Throne of Glass series. Who has not heard of this series? I feel like everyone and their mother has already read this series, apart from me apparently. And besides, I wouldn't do it justice by trying to explain it. So I'll just leave it at that. If you wanna look it up, I'll just leave links for all the books that I'm gonna talk about in the description. So if you're interested or if my explaining of a book confuses you, which it probably will, then I urge you to look there and check out the proper synopsis of the book. Now, the second book I'm gonna talk about, which is another one that I have not finished and I'm kind of in the middle of, and I've been reading since, if I'm not mistaken, July. So, yeah, it's quite shameful at this point that I haven't finished this book. But that book is Attack of the 50-Foot Woman: How Gender Equality Can Save the World by Katharine Mayer. This is like a nonfiction. Clearly you can tell from the title what it's about. It's about gender equality. And this is dense stuff to go through. Like, this is not all fun and games, fantasy, you know, which is what I usually read. This is hardcore information, political stuff, statistics and facts and all that stuff, and my brain is not made for that. I do not have the brain capacity to, you know, read this stuff. So I did pick it up quite a while ago and then I put it down because I wasn't really in the mood, and now I want to start it back up again and finish this book. If I did not finish this book in November, then I need help. So hopefully I will. This is like top priority. So that's me done with the books that I am currently in the middle of, and I'm gonna start with the books that I have not started yet, and the first one of those is Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas, and this is, yes, you guessed it, the continuation of Heir of Fire. So yeah, I have a goal in mind to read as much of this series as I can before the year is over. So this is me trying to accomplish that goal. Hopefully I will finish it, maybe the entire thing, though I highly doubt it. The next book I want to get to in the month of November is a book that I also wanted to read for the month of October, but I did not have the time to get to it. And that book is The Lost Book of the White by Cassandra Clare. I am dying to know what's gonna happen next, and I also want to catch up with the whole Shadowhunter Chronicles so I can read this boy right here, which is Chain of Gold. Yes, I want to read this, then Chain of Gold, so I can be prepared for the release of the sequel of Chain of Gold when it comes out in March, hopefully. So, yes, reading this. This is the second book in the Elder Curses trilogy by Cassandra Clare, and we follow mainly Magnus and Alec on different shenanigans, and aside from that I know nothing of what this book is actually about. I don't know when it takes place, what's happening in here, none of it. I just know that there's a Magnus and there's an Alec, and that's basically all I need because it's Cassandra Clare. I don't need to know anything else. I will read everything in the Shadowhunter Chronicles. The next book I'm hoping to get to is, well, not exactly this one, but the sequel of this, which I did not own a physical copy, so I was like, it's the sequel, might as well just hold up the first book in the series. But the sequel is called Majesty by Katharine McGee. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but yeah, basically I'll tell you what the first book is about because the second book would be spoiling the entirety of the first book. So in this first book, basically we follow the descendants of George Washington and what would America be like if he became not the first president, but the first king. That's basically the plot of the story. Like if you're gonna like this book, if you like lots of drama and like royalty stuff and forbidden romances and scandals, so this is essentially sums up the whole vibe of the book. If you like that, you're gonna love this one for sure. And then we have The Conference of the Birds by Ransom. This is the 5th book in the Miss Peregrine's series thingy. And honestly, I could not explain to you what this book is about. It is so complicated at this point in my head. Like I don't know. But what I will tell you is that there's time travel, sort of. And there's also kids with powers that do not age because they live in time loops. And there's a lot of stuff happening throughout this whole series, and it's really cute and interesting and a bit creepy at times. Yeah, I am hoping to get to this one because it's the newest, release in the series. So I want to know what happens next. It should be a fast and easy read, and also all of the books have like pictures inside. Like here you can see, for example, some vintage pictures, and then there's another one here. It's just like filled with, I don't know if you can see, there's some more here. So yeah, it has cool like vintage pictures as well, so it makes it like quite interactive because they're not like out of context. They're related to what's said on the pages, so it's pretty cool. And last but not least, I want to get to Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Now you're probably asking yourselves, why the heck did I not read this in October when it's like the spooky month? And that's because, well, there's no particular reason. I just read stuff whenever. I don't like have seasonal reads, if that makes any sense. So I'm feeling like reading Frankenstein because I have the audiobook, and it would be easier for me to read this as an audiobook because classics too complicated for me. So that just makes my life easier. And if you don't know what this is about, then where have you been all these years? It's Frankenstein. It's a classic. Would like to get to it. I have like a whole mental list of classics I'd love to read at some point in my life, and this is one of them, and I think it is the right time to read. So that was it for my whole November TBR, and also sadly, while filming this video, the sun has kind of went away, so I'm sad about that because here in Glasgow we barely get any sun. But anyway, I'm rambling. Yes, that was my TBR for November. Hopefully I will get to all of these books. I hope you like this video, and I will see you in the next one.